Hello, Stacy here, Stacy Wells Artistry, and I'm doing one last video for the night, and this is going to be a 3-cup open cup pour with phthalo blue as a base coat. Other than that, I've got some turquoise, I have some purple, some white, some yellow, and some phthalo green, and some Prussian blue. And these are all Master's Touch or Liquitex Basics paints. They're all mixed with silicone added. I like doing these open cup pours, especially these larger ones. It's been a stressful day, and I just wasn't quite ready to go to bed yet, so I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and paint a little bit more. And so that's what I'm doing. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. All these paints are mixed, 1 part paint, 1 part white PVA, about 5 parts Floetrol, some water to thin. I've taped the back side of this canvas and sprayed it with a little water to make it more firm. And I have a, some of y'all that have seen my videos before, I'm big on embellishing these days, and I've got a cute little butterfly I'll show you that I'm going to use for this one, depending on how it turns out. Anyway, I've been doing some tutorials with my son. Some of y'all will check those out. I want you to know that you actually can learn something on there. Like I said, and I've always said, I don't pretend to be an expert at this, and I only pass along things that, mostly things that I've heard somewhere else, things that I've learned. I'm by no means the creator of all things paint pouring, but I have heard some interesting things and some things that are helpful, and I try to pass those along. And so we don't just, we're not just finger painting or something on those videos with him. They are funny, but you can actually, we are making some decent art out of it, and I think that there are some benefit to watching those. If you're, don't think that they're not about paint pouring, or that you can't learn anything, or, that it's just a big joke, because that's not the case. But anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know that, so you would know that they're fun, but we are trying to make some art. And I think it's important, to do that with your kids, if, especially if they show an interest in it. It's a good thing for them to do. Get some off the games for a few minutes. And I wish somebody had painted with me when I was young, and then maybe I would have realized that this is something I like to do before I turned, 45, because I didn't discover art until quite late in life. I have a degree in biology and chemistry. I was pre-med, and then I didn't go to medical school. I ended up going to nursing school. And I've also been to law school, although I hated that. And I didn't discover art until after my second child was born. And so it happened because my grandmother that raised us passed away, and nobody could afford to give her a headstone like what we wanted to. So I decided to make one out of concrete, and I researched that, and I ended up making a 4.5-foot cross out of concrete, and I decided it needed to be decorated, so I got some mosaic tiles and mosaic the front of it and the back of it, and it's in my yard. It has a plaque in her honor, and she was an artist, she was a florist, and anyway, that turned into the glass. I enjoyed working with the glass on that, and so the next thing I knew, I was teaching myself how to cut glass and how to do stained glass and mixed media mosaics, and I did some concrete sculptures and other concrete mosaics, and then I did some traditional stained glass, and so that's what I do now. And then the painting, I don't really know how that came about, but somewhere along the way, I found out about this, and so now I do this, and I do some regular acrylic painting too, but I've never had a class in any of it. I just, I've watched a lot of videos, and I've read, and, you know, that's why I think YouTube is really great, because you can learn a lot. Like I've said before, I made the shelves in this room by watching YouTube. I watched videos on how to make shelves that fold in and out, and that's what I have on the walls in this room, so I can put my paintings on to dry and fold them up when I'm not using them. So it worked out really cool. I think this is working out really cool. I like these colors. Anyway, that's just a little bit more about me, because I'm new here, and I've had a few views on some of my videos and stuff, but not just a whole lot, so I just thought I would, you know, I've introduced myself some on my first video, but not many people have watched that, so I thought maybe it might be a good idea to let you know a little bit more about me, in case you're interested. I like to kind of swap these things when I get done with them, so they don't just make a big gaping, you know, difference there. And then I can torch it, and usually they'll sell up a little bit, so. I like this. This is turning out really interesting. My torch has been giving me problems, but the last few days it's been doing better, so. I hate to get a new one. It's not an old torch, you know, but the little igniter thing doesn't seem to want to always work. It's always something. Yeah, here's the little butterfly that I got, and that's why I put the yellow and the dark blue. And I'm going to try to remember to tilt slowly. I get in such a hurry. I don't know why. This is finally a time I can relax in the day, and then I go and get in a hurry and run it. It's raining like crazy here, and it's 11 o'clock or so, and I have to get up early, but I just wasn't tired. Not yet. I'll get that corner over there. I don't know if I got it completely, but I'll do it in a minute if I didn't. Let's go this way. I've got it all back in the center now. I appreciate all of y'all who have stopped in and watched and left me a comment or two and likes and, you know, a couple of subscribes and things like that. It's nice to know that somebody's out there while you're, you know, when you're doing this kind of thing. It's kind of hard to put yourself out there this way. You know, for a long time I didn't show anybody except my family, you know, what I was doing, my artwork. We all, I think you're lying if you say you don't live with some forms of insecurity in life, you know, from time to time, especially with something like this that's personal and creative. And so it is always nice to see that somebody likes what you're doing. That's really interesting. I like it. I'm gonna get, I don't want it to crease, so I'm gonna pour a little bit of this off. I hate crazing, and I have had some issues with it. I will admit it. So I try to be sure I don't leave too much paint on the canvas and that it's not too thick. You know, that when I'm mixing, I thin it well enough. To me, that seems like the best way to guard against it. I don't know for sure what causes it, but I know some things. Well, I don't know always how to prevent it, but I do know some things that cause it. Let me put it that way. I know that when my paint is too thick, that it can happen. And I know that if I leave too much paint on the canvas, it can happen. I really like that. And that's really unusual. And I'm happy with that. I'm going to torch it one more time. I got some cells that are showing, you know, multi-layers of paint. I love it when that happens. Guess that's what we're going for, you know. This one is really unusual. I don't have anything like this done. I'm getting ready for a little pop-up shop thing that is going to happen at a little winery here in our town. And so I've been working really hard on my glass, especially because they have some really big windows and I can put some glass in it. But I also wanted to have some really nice acrylic pieces for that. So I've been working really hard trying to make some new ones that are different, and you know, we all want to put our best foot forward on an occasion like that, and I don't get much of an opportunity in this small town to, you know, to do something like that. So I'm really grateful for it and happy. Yeah, let's see. What do y'all think? I don't know. I'll put it maybe down there in the green. We'll see. I'm going to definitely resin this one, and right now I'm going to let y'all come down and have a better look. So you can maybe leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I really like it. Anyway, y'all, please leave me comments, leave me messages, let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you think. I'd appreciate knowing somebody's out there, and since I'm new, it really makes me feel better. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining me tonight. I appreciate you being here. check out my other videos. I have some more on paint pouring and some tutorials on stained glass that tell people the things I wish somebody had told me in the beginning. And some resin art. So check them out. Thanks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great night.